remind you, Steve Kerr played with some pretty good players over the course of his NBA career. Lucky Hall of Famers on that list.
He's lucky. I wish I played with one of those guys.
There's some luck involved. You're going to wind up on those rosters for sure. But when he talks about LeBron James doing things that, quote, nobody's ever done before, he's seen some guys who can do some stuff.
I think we've all seen some guys. I'm sitting next to a guy that's done some stuff too. But what LeBron has been able to do is recreate the new era of basketball. So what he's done is saying, okay, how you used to play and how you think it needs to be done, I'm going to show you an alternate way to get there and get it done. Because the way he does it, and playing this many minutes, having this much responsibility, at this stage, or in any stage, no one player has had that much responsibility. I just never seen that being able to do on both ends of the floor. Now, could other players have done it? Possibly. But did they have the responsibility that he has? No. So if you want to say he's the GOAT of having responsibility, I'll give you that. But if you say he's the GOAT of all time, we're going to debate all day. But he is has the most responsibility in any player in basketball history.
That is a very specific GOAT, by the way. The GOAT of responsibility.
It is that.
No, I look at him and I say, you know, all those players that was on that list, and us sitting here today, we've all had Hall of Fame coaches. Like my high school coaches in the Hall of Fame, college coaches in the Hall of Fame, pro coaches in the Hall of Fame. I made it to the Hall of Fame. When I look at LeBron James, and this is why I call him the Einstein of basketball, this guy just dropped out of the sky. We don't know who taught him how to play basketball. We don't know who's teaching him how to play basketball. So when he talks about basketball IQ, intellect, basketball tree, where did this guy come from? That's my question. Like, who taught him how to do all this stuff where you can just rise and be in the conversation of a Michael Jordan or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and just get dropped out of the sky? And when I talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Michael Jordan, by the way, their coaches are in the Hall of Fame too. So that's where I'm asking.
I have an interesting question for you. Let's check in with Jared right now for more, I think, on the Golden State Warriors and Klay Thompson's condition.
Well, the most recent updated injury report says Klay Thompson is available to play for tonight's game. So as we have been hearing rumblings all throughout the day, that the team optimistic he'd be able to go. We have yet to see Klay Thompson come out to warm up yet. That is not unusual. He is always in the last shooting group. So still with about 55 minutes to go until game time, we're waiting for Klay Thompson to come out and test that left ankle that he injured in the first quarter of game one.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. I want to get back to the question about LeBron, because you guys talked about IQ and learning and where he learned all that. And I've always felt like some of the IQ is just a feel, an innate feel that players either do or don't have for game, and some of it is taught. So where do you stand on that?
You know, that's an interesting theory. I think you have it. I think you learn a lot, but I think also it's a feel. And I don't know, I've always sort of questioned myself, how does one develop a feel, a sixth sense, an ability to see the floor, to see the court like an Isaiah or a Magic or a Jason Kidd or like a LeBron James? And certainly I don't know the answer with him in that case, but I will speak to the bigger picture. You talk about LeBron, it's the evolution of the game. You talk about the features on Steph and Kevin Durant. Durant 6'11", handling the ball and shooting from the perimeter. Steph Curry, the way he shoots. And then LeBron James, I don't know where he is in the GOAT conversation, but he's the best player right now in the game.
I love what you said, Zeke.
They speak to the evolution of the game.
I know what Zeke said, and I know we got to go to a quick break, but we had this debate 2 years ago, I believe. We were talking. When I was in high school, I was a high school All-American. My high school coach is in the Hall of Fame. I went to college. I was a player of the year in college basketball. My college coach is in the Hall of Fame. I never made an All-Star game. None of my coaches are in the Hall of Fame for coaching. It's just coaching changes it, and he's the only guy who doesn't have that to say, oh, he played for Dean Smith, Bobby Knight, Coach K. He doesn't have that. And it's like, none of his coaches might ever make the Hall of Fame.
How
does he come there with this mindset of thinking? We can point to Coach K with you. Bobby Knight.
Yes.
You can point to Dean Smith. You can point to that. You can't point anywhere. And I love that you brought that point back out because I forgot about it.
So again, where did this guy come from? And when you ask the question about innate, I can just tell you this, right? Everything that we know about the game of basketball, we've been taught by somebody, or we mimic or imitated. We didn't come out just knowing how to read the court, knowing how to understand defenses.
You don't think vision comes into that?
Vision comes into it through repetition. Vision comes into it from being taught what to look for. Coach K said, Grant, this is what you look for on the fast break. Kenny, this is what you look for on the fast break from Dean Smith. Coach Knight, this is what you look for. Now, after so many times of seeing it through repetition, you understand when a guy is out of position, I don't even have to look. That guy's out of position, he's open. So it's not innate. You learn. So there's an educated genius about all of us who make it to this level. LeBron James, from a genius standpoint, who was this guy's teacher? Who taught him? Who can go back and say, I'm going to critique game 1 and 2? He takes Ty Lue, right? First-year NBA coach to the finals. He takes Mike Brown, first-year NBA coach to the finals. He takes Spoelstra, first-year coach to the NBA finals. Okay, he's in there watching film, self-critiquing himself. Where did this knowledge come from?
Akron, I believe.
Excuse me. I love it. You're only as good as your coaches, brother.
Let's get